You are looking live.
Here comes the play. Goodman at the free throw line. Jumper.
He broke his ankles. He is Houdini.
Mickey Mantle don't care about you, so why should you care about him? Nobody cares.
That's not a good call. No.
You don't like that call.
I don't like that call.
Woo, 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 woo. Not so fast.
There are some teams that are trying to be better for next year in the NFL, and they're doing so through free agency and trades. But anytime there's going to be moves in football, everybody's going to talk about the quarterbacks first. And of course, quarterback, arguably the most important position in all of football, if not the most important quarterback, if not the most important position in football. And of course, Tom Brady just couldn't help himself. 40 days of just absolute bliss and peacefulness, and just, we thought he was done. We thought we finally got rid of him. After 22 seasons of him just absolutely terrorizing us, we thought, okay, it's over. And then he said, psych, I'm back. And like Liam said, I don't know if it was one weekend with the kids, and then Giselle said, hey, could you take the trash out? And he goes, I'm not doing this every week. I don't know if they went to the grocery store on Sunday. He said, I can't be out on Sundays. I'm going to watch football. I don't know if his kid was bothering him, and he was like, no, I made a huge mistake. I don't know what it was, but probably, I didn't look up shortest retirements of all time, but I've got to say with some level of confidence that Tom Brady's 40-day retirement has to be top 5 shortest retirements of all time. And the only other guy that I could think of when it comes to short retirements is Brett Favre. And that's pretty much it. But Tom Brady, and I know that a few months ago I said, wow, Tom Brady, right? He's done. This is truly opening up the door for the new era in the NFL. I grew up every season that I've been alive, Tom Brady's been the quarterback. Next year will be the first year that's not possible. Well, I guess I have to take that all back now. And that I wish I didn't have to, but hey, he said he was retired. He was for 40 days, and then he comes back. So this is going to be very interesting for the Buccaneers, because now I'm wondering, does Gronk come back, right? And, that was going to be important anyway, but that is very important now that O.J. Howard has signed with the Bills. The tight end position is now very important to lock up. They've got Mike Evans, franchise tag for the second straight year. They've got Mike Evans, 2 great wide receivers. And if it weren't for Antonio Brown taking his clothes off and leaving MetLife Stadium against the Jets, I'd say they were pretty solid at wide receiver. But Antonio Brown had to be Antonio Brown. And so now I'm saying, if you get one more receiver, possibly, I don't know, Jarvis Landry? What's the other one that's out there? Allen Robinson. And you lock up Gronk for another year. You say, hey, Brady's coming back. Please come back, Gronk. You can do as many T-Mobile commercials as you'd like. You can do as many USAA commercials as you like. All of a sudden, I'm looking at the Buccaneers and I'm saying, well, I guess Brady is getting another ring. The only other position that I say you need to work on is running back. We saw those issues when they had injury issues last year. Sure, you've got playoff Lenny and Leonard Fournette. I believe they have Ronald Jones. I'm not sure there. There's so many guys that are in free agency now. I don't know who's staying and who, whatever. But it got so bad that the Buccaneers had to resort to Le'Veon Bell. The Ravens had about as many injured running backs as possible, and even they didn't hold on to Le'Veon Bell. So that's how desperate the Buccaneers were. So I don't know what to say anymore. Tom Brady is just kind of messing with us, I think. And I hope that this is his last year. I hope so. Because he's the greatest of all time, no doubt about it. But he's like the kid at the water fountain that's been, drinking water at the water fountain for like ages. He's been there for 5 minutes. And you got to sing that song, 1, 2, 3, that's enough for me. Tom Brady. This is going to be your 23rd year. Let some other guys have a chance, okay? Just please. For everything that we love in football, it's time. And who knows? Maybe Tom Brady plays till he's 60. He comes out with his walker and still manages to do his thing. I don't know. But Tom Brady was obviously the biggest headline there. Another guy returning to his team, Aaron Rodgers. And a couple weeks ago, I was watching Jim Rome, one of my favorite sports radio hosts around. He had a great point. And it's kind of what I was thinking. And I know that I said, maybe Aaron Rodgers goes to Denver. Maybe he goes to Tampa. Maybe he goes to Pittsburgh. There was the Photoshops there, all that stuff like Liam said. But did we really think he was going anywhere else except Green Bay? Did we really think he was going to go put that orange on for Denver? Did we really think he was going to go suit up in the black and gold for Pittsburgh? Just how weird would that have looked? Did we really think he was going to go down to Tampa? No. Right? It was either retirement or come back to Green Bay. So, I mean, sure, a lot of people are like, oh, wow, look at that, the contract he signed. And for me, it was like, well, what do you want me to say? That he wasn't going anywhere else. And especially with Devontae Adams being, I believe he was franchise tagged. There's some rumors that he doesn't want to play under the franchise tag. So that Aaron Rodgers is going to say, hey, do what the guy wants, please. And so there could be some issues there. I hope not. And as Liam said, Aaron Rodgers, figure it out, man. You dominate the regular season. What's your deal with the postseason? It's not terribly different. And yet he just goes out there and he holds a football and he's like, oh my God, what is this? I don't even know how to throw this. And to back up a second, in the loss to the Niners, he wasn't even that bad. And a lot of people said, well, they just got to fix their defense. Well, I'd say, yeah, they got to fix their defense, except they just let go of Zadarius Smith. And the Ravens snatched him up pretty quickly. So the Packers, you can have as much offensive firepower as you want, but you're probably going to have to improve that defense a little bit more. And, of course, you got Jair Alexander. You've got his name I'm blanking on right now. Of course, there's a few good guys like any of the other 31 teams in the league. But if you want to win a Super Bowl, one or two guys on defense that you say, oh, yeah, that's pretty good, that's not going to get it done. And we all know that. And so I think the Packers are dropping the ball a little bit here on defensive guys in free agency. Of course, Russell Wilson traded to Denver. I don't know how much Russ has left in the tank. Last year, the injury kind of... I was unsure about how much he has left in the tank after that injury because he didn't play a full season. And this is a total new system for the Broncos. You've got a first-year head coach in Nathaniel Hackett. You've got Russell Wilson, who's going to be playing for a different team, a different coach, different guys for the first time ever in the NFL. It's going to be very new. And sure, Cortland Sutton is good. Jerry Jeudy's awesome. Tim Patrick's solid. But giving up Noah Fant, that hurts. Giving up Von Miller last year on defense, that hurts a little bit. I think if you re-sign Melvin Gordon, that's going to help if you can get him back. And people are in love with Denver's defense. I think they got to amp it up a little bit. And the reason for that is because I'm saying they got to amp up their defense because of their division. The Chargers are prolific. And, I mean, speaking of amping up your defense, look at what the Chargers did. They came that close to beating the Raiders. They, went, they're in the division with the Chiefs. And they said, okay, you know what? If we go and get our defense solid, our offense is set. They go and they get Khalil Mack. They go and get J.C. Jackson, They already have Joey Bosa. They already have Derwin James. They already have Asante Samuel Jr. That defense is absolutely loaded. And for the Broncos, you go and give up all that, and sure, you get what was it? Randy Gregory is his name, or yeah, I think I mispronounced his name. I think I missaid his name earlier. I think I called him Greg Randry or something, or Greg Randy. But yeah, you get the point there. They signed him. That's great, but I don't know. I'm still thinking there's a lot left to be desired for the Broncos, and in a system where everything is still super new, it's sure going to be interesting. But with the Chargers and Chiefs at the top of the division, and don't necessarily count out the Raiders just yet either. That's going to be tough anyway, but I do like their chances now with these improvements that they've made. And I want to talk about the Colts for a minute, but first I want to talk about the Seahawks. You had Russell Wilson, and you already have Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf, and you've got a pretty solid tight end in Will Dissly, and you had solid running backs in Rashad Penny and Chris Carson. Sorry, not Rashad Penny, but Chris Carson. You want to get rid of Russell Wilson. You probably want to back that up with getting another guy that was, right around that same skill level. And right now you're down to Drew Lock or Geno Smith. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be a hater, but Drew Lock or Geno Smith, not exactly making me excited about Seattle. Not exactly making me say, hold the phone, Seattle is got this. Not exactly what I'm getting at there. And last but not least here, very quickly, the Colts. I feel like they got to be getting desperate here for a quarterback. They shipped Carson Wentz off to Washington. They're not going to get Deshaun Watson. I can tell you that right now. Who knows, Jimmy G. Is he going to come to Indianapolis? He seems like probably the best option right now. Teddy Bridgewater, who bounced around, he's in Miami. Tyrod Taylor's there with the Giants. And if you don't get Jimmy G, who are you going to get if you're Indianapolis? Are you going to resort to the draft? Or are you going to try to get, other than Jimmy Garoppolo, yes, I'm not a huge fan of, and Baker Mayfield, maybe we don't really know what's going on there. Are you going to have to get Marcus Mariota? Are you going to try that? Are you going to be that desperate? So the Indianapolis Colts, very similar to the Broncos and now to the Seahawks, those that shifted, they've got talent elsewhere. They need a quarterback. If they don't have a quarterback, they're done.